Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham Hakodash, and peace and blessings to the 144,000 the rest of the elect. Hey, Shalom. This lesson here is based on this picture I have up. I was looking for a lesson to do, and Lord have mercy, and right when I got on, right when I was looking, for a lesson. I'll usually skim through Instagram or something like that for some videos or something. And hey, this was like one of the first things that popped up. So this is this title here, Digging in Riverbeds in Zimbabwe in Desperate Search for Water. And, it has this guy here, I don't know if he's a Hamite or Jake, whatever, but the point being that, hey, this guy's digging in riverbeds. They're trying to dig for wells, trying to search for water. Because I guess they're in a drought. Ain't no water. The river's drying up. They're having to search for food. When the river starts drying up, the animals start disappearing. It's not a good sign when the water starts disappearing, the animals start disappearing, your food starts disappearing. That's a sign of famine. And famines are getting ready to come all throughout the world, all across the world. The entire world is going to be feeling, the heat. And this is a sign of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai coming to visit this world. So this is, again, digging riverbeds in Zimbabwe in desperate search for water. This is from BBC News, the Instagram page. We have gone from eating what we want and when we want to limiting meals. And this is what sparked this lesson was that, especially here in America, Babylon the Great, you can eat whenever you want. Depending on where you are, you can get food 24/7. There's the fast food places are open 24/7. Some grocery stores are open 24/7 or open late. You can order, DoorDash, or there's all-night diners, whatever. You can eat whenever you want. But when the food starts drying up, the food starts becoming scarce, the water starts becoming, limited, and you're not going to be able to do these things whenever you want. You're going to have to start rationing food. People have never fasted, never gone a day without eating. Y'all are really going to suffer because you think here in Babylon the Great that you got to eat, 3-4 times a day and have a snack in between and this and that, or that you got to eat every day, or that you have to eat multiple times a day. But we have gone from eating what we want and when we want to limiting meals. Tambudzai Mahaki 36 normally supplies markets in Zimbabwe's capital, Harare, with food. She has grown on her own plot. But at the moment, despite all her hard work, she has harvested nothing, not even a plate of food. So, farmers all around the world, she's the one that's usually, it says here she's usually supplying food into the city, in whatever market she goes to. But here she hasn't even harvested anything, and this is going worldwide. You have farmers all around the world that's saying they aren't going to be able to make a harvest. A few months back, I did a lesson on that. The farmers, sounding the alarm that they might not make a harvest. And here it is in the harvest time. And here it is, the farmers in the harvest time telling you, hey, we didn't make a harvest. I don't even have food for myself. One of the worst droughts in living memory is sweeping across southern Africa, leaving close to 70 million people without enough food or water. And that's pretty much all I took from that screenshot. So, this famine is spreading. This famine is going to be worldwide. So now into the scriptures. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 21. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth. So let's look at this word victuals real quick. This is just a quick Google search, victuals. It's food or provisions. So food, behold, victuals, or say food, shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. And these things are growing. You think right now, just because you can get, a burger or something like that for a reasonable price, while it's still sort of reasonable right now, even though since 2020, since the demic, inflation has increased considerably. Whereas something was costing maybe $9 or $10, a few years back, now it's 15, 20 maybe. It's still affordable. It hurts a little bit when you buy it. You might even cut back from buying certain things. But people still are continuing on like there isn't a famine growing. Like there isn't news about these things going around the world. Like even this little Instagram post that came out, people aren't going to pay attention to that because you can still buy food. I can still get food here. I can still get food at the market. Whatever, it's all good. That's in Africa. Africa doesn't have food anyway. What I got to worry about that here? What do I care? That's over there. Verse 21. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon earth. So even right now, the evils are growing. You have wars, rumors of wars. You have these migrants coming over, these violent gangs over here. A lot of things. The schools, never mind. That season, the school season just started. You're going to hear a lot more stories about, little Joey or little Billy or whatever. Sword, famine, and great confusion. So famines are growing. You're hearing about famines all over the world. And great confusion. This place is confused. This place, Babylon the Great. Babylon means confusion. This is the confusion here, but it's going to get worse. There's going to be even more confusion than this, to where the system is going to break down here, and people aren't going to have any idea what to do because they've just been living in luxury this whole time. People here don't know how to hunt for food, how to gather food, how to find water, how to dig for water. They don't know how to do any of that things. So they don't even know how to. They had the guy digging for water in the riverbed. People don't even know how to do that here. How to find water. Verse 22. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So many people here and around the world are going to die from famine, especially here in Babylon the Great. And the rest, they're going to die from the sword. Verse 23, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down. So there's going to be so many people dying that they're just going to be there out on the streets. They're just going to be lying out there. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 22. So I was just reading about the famine. The people, thinking that they're in good case because they have food. Well, here, 2nd Ezra 6 and 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. So here, in this time, all them full storehouses, all the places that had grown for harvest and all that stuff, and they're not going to be found. There's nothing going to be found in them. The storehouse is going to be empty. The food might be ruined. Rats might get in there. Locusts, whatever, might eat all the crops. whatever Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai decides to bring, whatever method he decides to bring, in order, or whatever method Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai decides to use to bring this famine. Hey, because Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is the king of terrors. They call him Yahweh Sabaoth or Sabaoth, meaning the Lord of armies. He has a whole arsenal. And from here, I'm going to go to 2nd Ezra chapter 15. And I'm going to jump down. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse, let me see. What was it? Here, I'll start at verse 13. Actually, verse 12. Egypt shall mourn, and this here, Babylon the Great. This is Egypt. This is spiritual Egypt. This is spiritual Sodom in Egypt. Look at your dollar bill. They got pyramids on the back. You have all kinds of Egyptian, Egyptian symbolism. Like in the government buildings, you have obelisks. You had, like I said, you got the pyramids on the back. This is the main place of Jake's slavery. Jake being the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, but mostly the Negroes that were brought here. So, 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 12, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai shall bring upon it. So this place is going to be plagued. This place is going to be punished. And the ultimate plague that's coming is those ICBM missiles. Those ICBM, which saying missile twice, those ICBMs, the thermonuclear destruction. This place is those missiles are going to wipe this place off the map. That's going to be the ultimate plague. Verse 13, they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with a fearful constellation. So this place, all the farmers around the world are mourning. But this place here, hey, they're going to mourn too. They're going to mourn because of the crop failures. Earlier in the year, they had hailstorms. Blasting, meaning like different plant diseases. And this place is suffering. Verse 14, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands, a civil war. This place is going to be torn apart on all levels. This place is completely divided. Shall a kingdom divided against itself stand? Roughly paraphrasing. And then I know in the NLT version it says, shall a kingdom divided by civil war shall it stand? And this kingdom is not going to be able to last. Even Trump is saying that, which Lord willing, I might do a video on that later. I got a few clips. Him saying if Kamala is elected, hey, that's good. That's going to be bad for America. That's going to be the end for America. So I mean, by that reason, hey, bring her in. And I had another clip of him saying like just 1 or 2 nukes. That's all it'll take. But again, 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 15, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So they're not gonna, whatever's gonna happen this coming election or whatever. Hey, Lord willing, all hell breaks out. All hell breaks loose. Because they're not gonna be listening anymore to their rulers. They're not gonna be listening to anybody. They're just gonna be all out chaos, invading one another, stealing each other's resources, killing one another. Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Whatever reason, whether the infrastructure be cut off, whether diseases, whether, they set up the chipping stations, and you're not going to be able to go into different cities. You're not going to be able to travel freely, especially with the CHIP. You're not going to be able to go freely without this. You're not going to be able to travel without the CHIP. Verse 18, because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. So people here are going to be troubled. They're going to be scared. People aren't going to know what to do in these times. Verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So them neighbors you thought you were cool with, you invited them over, y'all got together, y'all went to each other's children's birthday parties and dance recitals, kids went to school together, whatever. They're going to show no pity. You got some resources they need, their kids' ribs is showing, they're taking it. You got a stockpile of guns, a bunker, they're taking all that. But a great tribulation is coming upon the earth. This is going to try the whole earth. This is the time of Jacob's trouble. Jeremiah 30 and verse 7. But men are going to be invading one another. There's going to be great death, famines, destruction. And all this is coming upon the earth. So Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash, and peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the rest of your elect. Hey, shalom.